Hi, my name's Russell Guy, and my project for CS50 is called Solemates. So, first of all, my edX account username is SoundLeaf, capital S, and my GitHub username is SoundLeafs, capital L in the middle. So, my project is basically built using a lot of the sort of finance framework type thing. So if we just go to my project, this is what it looks like. So I've got a registration and a login page. So when registering, I'm checking whether the email address is legitimate. So you need an @ symbol, you know, a dot in between the website and the com. So things like that. And the reason that I need an email address is part of the app, you'll see soon. Passwords are hashed, but there is no requirement for what the password is. And this little heart is just a validator from the finance that I never removed. So we've registered successfully, otherwise we'd get the cat. So if we just log in, so successfully logged in, we go to the home screen, the index page, and then this just tells us about our sole mission. So yeah, as it sort of says, the idea of this app is essentially to reduce waste. So every time you do the washing, you'll often end up with orphan socks. So this app essentially pairs up two people who have the same orphan sock, and then you will become soulmates essentially. And one of you will send the sock through sort of registered post, the cheap letter mail. The sock will fit in that, and then basically one person gets a brand new pair of socks, the other person pays the dollar shipping. So it's a win-win situation, and we reduce waste in the world, and that's the idea behind it. So feedback will just take you to a form sort of with an email address to sort of provide feedback. If we go to instructions, this just tells you how to roughly use the add a sock. So all the fields need to sort of be filled in. So there's just an image. So I'm essentially adding all this stuff to a SQL database, and then I'm matching people with essentially that exact criteria. So there's no sort of filter of 90% or anything. It's 100% match or nothing, just to reduce the amount of time people sort of need to flip through lots of socks. So originally my original plan was to have similar to this, where you'd have your sock on the left, so you could always remember what it looked like, and then on the right you'd have other people's socks, and you could just scroll up and down through those, and essentially they would make one person's feet once you sort of had a match. But just because that was a bit difficult on the mobile, I sort of struggled with that, so I essentially got rid of this idea. So just taking a regular photo of the sock is fine, doesn't need to be sort of this layout of the left and right foot. Oh, my original image idea was you would take a left and then I would just mirror it, similar to what we learnt in the mirror project way back when. But there's no need to do that anymore. So adding a sock, these are the filters, so just some general colors of what the sock, the primary color, or what it is mostly. Secondary color, which would be sort of any accent, the second most common color. And then male, female, this is just to help filter Doesn't matter if you're a female, you wear man socks. Just put it at. If it's a male sock, you put male. If it's female sock, you put female. It'll just help you match up a bit better with people. And then country. So I just asked ChatGPT for sort of a list of common countries, and that's what it provided me. And then brands as well. Same thing. I asked it for a list of the most popular sock brands. Most of these I'm not familiar with. Originally, I planned to do sort of a free text, but I worried that people might spell things wrong and such, and dealing with case and hyphen spaces, all sorts of stuff. I decided against that. And then the style, so these are sorted from the shortest, the half sock, which covers essentially half of your foot, down to the thigh high, which covers up to your a high part of your thigh. And then image is required. So all these fields are required. If you try to skip one, you will get the sad cat. And then uploading an image. What images? An image is required. If you don't add one, you will be rejected. So I've just used the little heart icon. So we upload that, and then we get a success little message. So once we've uploaded our sock, our next step is to find a pair for it, a mate, if you will. So this would be, if you've got an image of a sock, that's where that's going to be. Again, all the details are here to remind you in case you've sort of forgot what you put in. And then these are all the potential matches that I've found through the SQL database for everything match up. You can see all the details are the exact same in all these. And we've got 3 options. So mate is for if you had an exact match of your sock. And then we just get a little message saying you like that. Nah is when this is not your sock, just to sort of remove it from the pool of socks. And then report would be if someone has uploaded something that's clearly not a sock, you would report that, and then that's sock reported. If you do get a match, then this message will change to you've found a soulmate. And then if a user gets reported by 3 different user IDs, so not the same person 3 times, either on any of their socks, so it could be 3 different socks that have all been reported by 3 different people, they will be essentially added to the ban list, and people won't be able to see any of their socks. So they're essentially shadow banned. Yep. So matches here, I don't have any indication, something I probably should add, that there is a match for the sock, but if you go in, the sock has no matches. So if we go in as a different user, and then this user, no socks found. So you like that sock? And then these are all the socks that this user has. And if we go into one of them, so these are your soulmates. So we've got one sock that essentially we like them and they liked us, so we are soulmates. And here your options are only to either email or unmatch. So unmatch is going to remove both socks. It's going to remove this sock from your list of matches and also on their side as well. Or if you click email, you'll be taken to an email. So it's going to fill email, and then I've pre-filled all this stuff, so all the information. We've got a match for this sock. Here are the details. This size, blah blah blah. your name. I did not really ask for the user's name, so I've just left that blank. John Smith, and then send. You can send that email. The idea being that they would come back to you and say, yes, I want to, send you my sock. If you give me $1, or maybe you just want to send it through the post for free, yeah, welcome to do that. And that is essentially that. So if we look at the code, oh yeah, one of the things I had difficulty with was the images. So I realized that you had to have it basically rename all the images that the user gives you. Otherwise, you'd end up with sort of clashes because unless we sort of appended the username, or I sort of appended the username to the image, which is one thing I could have do. Instead, I just sort of chose a random, essentially got a random number generator type thing to name the images for us. So if we just look at the database, I've still got it finance. I never renamed it, annoyingly. So we've got the likes table. So when you like someone, so we've got ID for the essentially I want to say admission. The user sock. So this is your sock ID, and this is their sock ID. And then whenever you like a sock, I sort of check, add you to. Well, first I sort of check to avoid duplication. I check if you've already liked this sock. If you have, we sort of move on. But that shouldn't really be possible because of the way I've sort of changed it to remove from the database. So check if you like. We check if you already liked it. If you haven't, then we add to the database, and then we check the opposite if they've liked you. If they've liked you as well, then you sort of get a little pop-up similar to what you saw before that sort of says that you've got a new soulmate, and then you're both added to the matches table. So you can sort of see here user ID 1, and then 6, and then 6 and 1, 9 and 10, and 10 and 9. So you'll both get added at the same time for matches. So that way both users can message the other person or email the other person. Reports, like I said, if you sort of get, we sort of keep your reporter ID just to make sure that one person isn't going around fraudulently reporting other users. The bad sock ID, and then the bad user ID. This just lets us, sort of, if I need to manually go in and check something, I can check to see that if there was something wrong with that sock or not. And then yeah, if so, for example, in this one, if the bad user ID is 12, and then if 3 unique people have reported socks from a user ID 12, then that user will be banned. So we got 1, but 2, not sure, but 22 has been reported by quite a few people. So this would have, you can see here, a lot of these are the same user. So would only have been once they sort of got reported by the third person, 25, that they would have got banned. But a lot of these stuff from the database might be pre that working. Socks, so this is all the details on the socks that I've stored. This was sort of before I was randomizing sort of the names of the sock, and then the sock ID, owner ID, who it's from, and then users. You've got a user ID, a name, password, which is hashed and salted, an email, which is important for sort of getting those messages to the user, and then a Boolean variable just describing whether the user is banned or not. So if they're banned, they won't appear at all to other users. So yep, that is pretty much it. It was a lot of fun. I learnt quite a few things that I didn't really think of before. Yes, so just to recover, in case I forgot to say anything, your project is Solemates. My name is Russell Guy. GitHub and edX I've covered. I'm from Sydney, Australia, and the date is the 25th of September 2024. And this was CS50. Thank you.